largest lead of the night for the Lakers.
The Lakers road trip brings them to the world's most famous arena, Madison Square Garden. The Lakers and Knicks are coming up at 4:30. As we say hello and welcome to Access Sportsnet Lakers, brought to you by your Southern California Toyota dealers. I'm Allie Clifton, joined by the Hall of Famer, one and only, big game, James Worthy, the 7-time champ, big shot, Robert Horry, knocking stuff down, just fresh back from your vacation.
I got to make myself known. I got to knock stuff over.
James said he missed you.
Where'd you go, man? Did you go to Hawaii?
The only one?
I tried, man, but they said I ain't big game James, so they turned me around the gate, man. I was so disappointed.
I don't believe that, Rob.
Come on, man. I told him, I said, I'm his little brother.
You got carte blanche over there, man.
Rob, good to see you, as always. Mike Trudell, Mike Bresnahan, Geeter will join us coming up in a few. The purple and gold have been impressive on this current road trip, despite being shorthanded. The Lakers come into tonight's matchup with the Knicks with a record of 3-2 on their current road trip, with just 2 games remaining. The purple and gold picking up impressive wins versus the Raptors and Nets along the way. And tonight provides another chance to capitalize on a very winnable game on this trip. Last night, the Knicks played. The Lakers were off, coming in a bit rested. I think going into this trip, guys, given the circumstances, we would have been okay with 3 wins. But big game. After that win on Saturday, you keep building. Take that momentum. You've got 2 left.
Yeah, not easy to do to make the adjustments that they've made. LeBron, AD out. Marc Gasol out with COVID protocol. So they've had to learn how to score without having those easy dishes from LeBron and AD. But the one thing that they've had is that defense. And so they kept playing defense. I said it the other night, even in the games they were losing, they still were trending in the right direction. And they just put it on Brooklyn. They just, came out and played one of those defensive games they needed to play. And then the offense was clicking, Rob. It was clicking.
Yeah, the offense was really clicking. I'm sitting there watching this game. I'm like, okay, I see you. This guy shooting the ball from all over the place. KCP was doing things. The new guys were doing their thing. So this was an amazing show that the Lakers put on in Brooklyn. With only their one star, James Harden, sitting out.
Speaking of, Rob, we haven't had you on the show just yet since Andre Drummond has been in a Lakers uniform. All around. What have you liked from the big fella?
The fact that he's been aggressive. Sometimes you watch him when he was in Detroit. He had those games where he'd sit back and kind of let the game come to him. I know and now he doesn't have AD and doesn't have LeBron, so he has to be aggressive. He's trying to block every shot. He's being dominant in the paint. He's just overall being the all-star type of guy he was in Detroit. So I'm very impressed with him right now. Hopefully he can keep that big toe, right? Because, I played with a guy who had a bad big toe in Shaq, and you don't need that to happen, big fella. Let's keep rolling, keep the team engaged, and keep having fun and enjoying what you're doing.
James, you see a signature move right here. Wonder if Brez has gotten better with it. Too small. Too small. We talked about it, though. You mentioned it. In the pregame and the postgame, we saw it develop. 20 points, 11 boards, 8 of 15. Does the offense need to continue going through Andre Drummond until the return of Anthony Davis and LeBron James?
Yeah, I think they proved it in the Miami game, with the exception of the turnovers, which I think lost the game for them, that you go through him, you have to help. I don't know if Rob would agree with me. I said the other day, he's a modern-day Moses Malone. He's a modern-day Moses Malone. Not quite the old Moses Malone, but he can get you 20 and 20 on any given night. He's rugged as can be. He'll beat you down in the post until he gets to the bucket. And he will also get in the way and protect the bucket. He's not a leaper like Dwight Howard or McGee, but he can muscle. So, yeah, he's tough to deal with, and I think, it will help if they go through him from time to time. Not all the time, but go through him. He's going to demand some help. They developed that play, Rob, over the top, which they have with their other centers.
I would totally agree with you in that assessment of being Moses Malone. Big Moses, God rest his soul, was a great rebounder, a great guy in the paint, and we all know what he did for the Sixers. But this guy, Andre Drummond, what we don't see in the studio, fans at home, when he sets a pick, it's like a wall that's setting your pick. This guy is one of the widest guys I've ever met. And so you got to understand, now that gives the guys who are rolling a lot more room to drive. And so if he rolls to the basket, like you saw there with KCP, he's going to get a lot of open shots in the paint. So I can't wait to see that exchange with him and LeBron, a guy who they really have to double team off that pick and roll.
It's like he continues to tease us. He only gave us 14 minutes because of that big toe in the first game, and now we got to wait to see how really good he can be.
Man, we give him a nickname with that big toe. What would it be in your era? A nickname for that injured toe.
Twinkle toes?
We call him Nail. What's up, Nail?
Nail. Oh, by the way, the time has arrived for later in the show. You'll want to stick around for this. Geeter has finally sat down with Andre Drummond. The two are raging.
They're raging
later
together?
In the show. Yes. But for now, Lakers and Knicks tip it off at 4:30 right here on Spectrum Sportsnet. Now for more on tonight's matchup at Madison Square Garden, let's check in with Lakers reporter Mike Trudell. You got the latest. What's up, Mike?
Yeah, Allie, I think Drummond's going to go ahead and confirm that Geeter is the real reason why he signed on here. Wait for that. Yeah, wait for that. I'm certainly looking forward to it. Now, I wanted to ask Frank Vogel about the Knicks a little bit more. They've been playing super hard all year, maybe the biggest factor in their being 500, a team that doesn't have near the kind of talent that Brooklyn does, so that'll be a little different to start this game. But instead, we had to talk about who's in, who's out yet again, because the Lakers have three guys that are listed as questionable. That's Kuzma, Matthews, and Marc Gasol. So we started with that question to Frank Vogel.
Still not no answers yet. They're game time decisions. They could try to loosen up and warm up and see how it feels.
So how do you put a game plan together, Frank, with that amount of uncertainty on top of all the guys that you already have out?
Well, we just have our progressions of who would be in the starting lineup and, what our bench would look like, with all scenarios of who's going to be in and out.
So then I guess building off of the Brooklyn game, you got a really nice effort off the bench from McKinney. We know that he's out now for this game, Frank. At what point does the next man up thing, become overwhelming? How does that sustain?
At no point. It can't be. We're a no excuse culture, and we're going to have plenty of uniform to get a W. We'll actually have more guys in uniform tonight than we did the other night, and we saw the other night that that's enough. If we play selfless offense and committed scrappy defense, we can beat anyone.
And then, Frank, one question about the Knicks. Before the season, rewinding a bit, there weren't a lot that picked them to be where they are right now at 500 in that playoff mix. What have you seen about them under Coach Tibbs this season, and what stands out the most?
Yeah, well, I think, obviously Coach Tibbs has done a great job, establishing their defensive kind of culture and getting guys to play the right way offensively, but also the development. I think Kenny Payne being in there and knowing him from the University of Kentucky, he's great with development with young guys in particular, and I think you've seen a big jump in the careers of Julius Randle and R.J. Barrett in particular. But their whole group is doing a good job, getting these guys to play winning basketball.
All right, Frank Vogel just mentioned it. A lot of former young Lakers out there playing well in the NBA. Perhaps nobody better than Randle, an all-star this year, a number 7 overall pick back in the day for the Lakers. So be curious to see how he looks tonight against LA. 23 pointers. First quarter, Knicks up 8. Randle spins in the post for the bucket and the foul. He led all scorers with 26 points. Then on to the fourth quarter, Knicks holding on to a 2-point lead. Alec Burks finds the cutting Randle baseline for the dunk. New York with a 4-point cushion. Then in the final minute, Knicks up a point. Julius finds R.J. Barrett. Gets the corner 3 to go. Clutch. Knicks win it 102-96. Time to welcome in our Lakers insider, Mike Bresnahan. Time for Brez's 3-point play. 3 things that you were looking forward to in this game. And we begin with, how great did the Lakers do in the buyout market?
Tell you what, Andre Drummond, reason number 1 why they won the other night. Reason number 2, Ben McLemore. He was really spectacular. Not so much in the first half. He was scoreless. But in that second half, he really got hot from 3-point range. 14 points in that fourth quarter alone. 4 of 5 from deep. And Allie, we know he can do this. Earlier this year, he was 5 of 5 from deep in a game against Orlando. One of his last games with Houston, made 7 threes. So he can do this, and he was a big, big reason why the Lakers played so well the other night. You know why else I like him, Allie? In fact, he might be my favorite player because, like you and me, he loves Star Wars. I don't know if you saw this clip from a you don't love Star Wars so much? I thought you were a huge
Never seen it.
We'll work on that. But a couple years ago when he was with Sacramento, he put on a Chewbacca mask and talked like Chewbacca.
I do like Chewbacca.
Who doesn't love Chewbacca,
Yeah.
right? And he did it for all of his Twitter followers. And maybe my new favorite player on the Lakers. Appreciate
So
that.
basically, you're saying you guys are BFFFs.
Yeah,
right now.
maybe like Geeter and Drummond. That'll be like Ben and me.
Oh, yeah, you guys
Let's rage.
can all rage together. You want to give a shout out to the Lakers defense?
Yeah, how about this? Still the top-ranked defense in the league. Very impressive. Like what they did the other night against Brooklyn. You're talking about a team that was the best offense in the league. Lakers held them to 101 points, -5 key players. Really spectacular. Love that. I don't even know if Drummond, if he jumped for that block shot right there. Very impressive what he did. When I think of toughness on the Lakers, I think of Markieff Morris. He led the team. He was +20 the other night. Every single Lakers player was positive in the plus-minus category. Good defense there by Trez. They really shut this team down. Very impressive. And I love the post-game quote from Andre Drummond. He said, "I'm still getting to learn these guys. Very new to this franchise, but I can tell there's some tough guys in that locker room." Great defensive stand by the Lakers the other night.
Absolutely. I really need to tune into this one because I have to just look at the day that I'm on.
Yeah.
You're telling me that we only have 19 games left?
Now, how about
What?
that? 19 games. Producer B-More and I were kind of talking about in the newsroom. The season ends a month from Friday. I mean, it's happening quickly.
Wow.
But for now, we'll take a look at the seedings race, if you will. Obviously, the Lakers were looking really good earlier in the season. Hit the injury bug, so the brakes got put on here. What is SOS? It's strength of schedule. Lakers actually doing a little better there. They were a top 5 team after the break, but you got Miami behind you, you got Brooklyn behind you. So their strength of schedule is actually a little bit better than it looked just a few games ago. Elliot, of course, you do not want to finish below 6, so it's encouraging to see Portland has a tough SOS as well. They have a lot of rough games coming up. Interestingly, for the Lakers, a big 2-game series against Dallas towards the end of next week. It'll be in Dallas. The Lakers want to win, obviously, both of those, kind of keep the Mavericks down in the 7th spot. And they play Portland next month. I believe it's May 7th. So we'll see these two guys below them in the standings over the next final 4 or 5 weeks of the season. Bottom line, reportedly, LeBron, AD back in just a couple weeks. That's according to the ESPN reports. Just got to hold serve until then.
Good intel. Breakdown.
Right, we'll
as
watch
always.
Star Wars too. Bring your friends.
Maybe. Lake Show fan, it's your chance to represent the purple and gold. Snap a flick or post of a video of you in your Lakers gear and post it on our Twitter feed under our Modelo Fighting Spirit Fan of the Game post, and you could be selected as our fan of the game. We'll check in on that later in the show. Coming up, with the Lakers shorthanded in Brooklyn, THT got the start and delivered 14 points, 11 dimes. Later, we'll break down the additional playmaking he's providing. Time for a break. But first, it's our throwback mama moment of the day.
Man, I'd sure be trying to get him.
I think the game, it's as simple as that.
Yeah, I think for the concern and the safety of NBA fans and just people in the community, they made a choice because normally there's protesting that goes along with this. And so I think for the sake of the safety, I can recall back in the 90s when they had the Rodney King, I think it was 1992, similar thing was done, game canceled. So NBA is on top of, things that are, need to be done in the NBA when it comes to this.
It's so hard to say the right things in situations like this. And for me, watching this and hearing this news, I'm so proud of Adam Silver and understanding that, these are things that we need to address as a society. And it's so hard when issues like this happen. It's not just this one. It's a bunch more that you see every day on social media. And you hate that this young man lost his life. But it gets to a point where you have to take a look in the mirror if you are an officer of the law and understand that, everybody is the same. Just because you don't know my culture and I don't know your culture, don't treat me any different. And so I just think for these guys in the NBA, we need to have some type of forum. And I don't know if it's the NBA, just everybody, to try to get to know each other and understand, I am human just like you are, and to just, relax. I know the officers are in a bad situation a lot of times because they put their lives on the line. And I get that. But sometimes when they pull over young black men, their lives are on the line. And I think they just need to, take a step back and, try to figure this thing out.
And Rob, you make a good point when you talk on the human element, because I think it's easy for all of us to get wrapped up in games and outcomes and who's playing tonight, who's playing tomorrow. But at the end of the day, things like this, and it's unfortunately not the first time. And as you mentioned, it's happening all the time. It's bigger than sport, big game.
Well, and I think, it used to be one athlete. We saw Colin Kaepernick. Now there are a lot of athletes. And the platform is so big now that the NBA has, and the WNBA, Major League Baseball pulling the All-Star game out of Atlanta. Unfortunately, we've all seen the video of the lieutenant sergeant medic getting pepper sprayed, getting pulled over for absolutely no reason, highly escalated. So there has to be a way to reform so that they can de-escalate, but it does happen all the time. And I love what the NBA is doing, because it is a distraction if you have to go out and play when you know that, this is going on in some of these guys' communities where they live or have friends there. So I think it's the right thing to do, to give them the time to regress and reboot and regather themselves, because it's been a lot to handle this year for everybody, but particularly for the NBA, who has that voice that they want to speak for people who can't speak for themselves.
Yeah, it's hard, and like I said, I'm proud that the NBA is putting this on blast and putting it out there, and because there are going to be some protests, and sometimes protests can get out of hand. I'm just happy that he's trying to make sure the players and the fans are staying safe, and that we stay away from that situation, because it could escalate, and we don't want anybody to get hurt. And hopefully, we'll find a way for it gets hard for me to say what I want to say, because growing up in Alabama and seeing all this injustice, it just breaks my heart that I don't even want to talk about it sometimes, because it just makes me mad. So I'm just stop talking now.
We appreciate it every time you guys choose to speak on it, along with the league. As you mentioned, Rob, as you said, we're all human. You guys are human, and this stuff matters. Bigger than games.
And I think now, more so than ever, I mean, Martin Luther King, over 50 years ago, and not a lot of change, but I think right now we're pulling together more than ever for some serious change. So, Rob, I feel you.
We got a lot of voices that are stepping up, a lot of prominent people. I'm not just talking about athletes. I'm talking about actors, entertainers, musicians of all races. You see what's going on in the Asian community, that, it's time to step up and try to get some social justice, because at the end of the day, we all bleed the same blood. And we just need to be together as a community, as a society, as a world. We could make this whole world a better place if we all just came together and treated everybody as one, as equal. So. And
you're right, Rob. Just as we stand up for Black Lives Matter, I mean, we need to stop this Asian hate. I mean, just as much as we need to stop, police brutality. There's no place for it. Their community is just as important as any community, and we need to, make sure that we are focused on stopping this Asian hate as well. It's overdue.
Well said, the both of you. In addition to the Nets and T-Wolves postponement, the Minnesota Twins have also canceled their game today with the Boston Red Sox. The Lakers and Knicks will tip off in about 30 minutes here on Spectrum Sportsnet. New York native Andre Drummond has had a pair of double-doubles in his 2 full games with the Lakers. Keep it here to see if he can make it 3 in a row. Access Sportsnet Lakers is brought to you in part by Wingstop, the official wings of the Los Angeles Lakers. Get exclusive Wingstop offers and Lakers swag.
Defensive end and sharing the basketball offensively and playing selflessly, you have a chance to win every night.
Towards LaMarcus intentionally, it's just what I do. You can be taller than me or not, I'm still going to say you're smaller than me.
Once I see one go in, then it's a wrap from there.
Best win of the year, I would say.
And we would agree. Time for Access 360, brought to you by Morongo Casino Resort and Spa.
Good times.
Indeed. The fire is going.
And
that
guess
means
who else is back? This guy.
Yeah. You know who was on fire? Not you, but THT.
But I'm on fire. You want to know why I'm on fire? Because it's my segment. And it's time to go to the wall, Allie. Woohoo! Hey,
Call the fire marshal.
Baby. I know y'all missed this. It's been gone for a while, but I'm back, baby. Just like THT's game is back. Right here, you see him going down, get a good pick by the new guy, Ben McLemore. What am I going to do? You know what? I got you, Jay. Right here, I'm going to do a little spin move and get to the hole. Because we know you can't do anything but shoot threes. It gets to the hole. Bam! And one. Talk trash to him, THT. Right here. Look at this kick out of THT. Pump fake. Look at who that. Oh, look at that sky. Look at that fly by me. I got to get to this elbow right here. But this is the best thing. He draws the defense in. What did he do? He kicks it out to Markeith Morris, not Twan. So you got to write down a little punch right there. Now you got another thing right here. Look, this is the best play of the night. I'm sitting at home watching this. I'm like, ooh, you know why this is the best play, Allie? Because it involves Trez. That's why Trez gets the dunk. Easiest 2 points of the night for Trez. Wait, another good pass to my other favorite guy, Twan. Watch this. A bullet pass to Twin on the fast break. And what does he do? He dunks. When you get old like this, Allie, you don't dunk. But you know what? It's so nice. We're going to see it twice. Bam! Look at Twin dunking right there. Twice, because you got a brother, you got a twin. Get it? Twice. You roll like that, Allie. All right. That's us right back. I know y'all missed me at home. I've been gone, but I'm back. That's what you got. When you got a guy like THT can do his thing, get everybody involved, he's on fire.
Does anyone else pump themselves up more than Robert Horry?
I don't know. But if he didn't get an Emmy for this, that's Emmy performance right there. I'm telling you, Rob.
That's why we missed you.
I know.
Yeah,
I know.
I'll give it to you. Big game, THT, just a little bit more. Just the second time this season he's had double-digit assists, but it's just the second time in the last month. With more opportunity, he continues to rise to the occasion.
I'll tell you what, I don't know too many 20-year-olds that get this kind of opportunity and take full advantage of it. Now, the only thing he does is, and he's not doing it as much, is, defensive mistakes. Every now and then he'll make a mistake. Who doesn't? But he has an old soul for the game for a 20-year-old. He reminds me, and I know, people are going to have to Google this guy, but, Dennis Johnson, was a dominant player. He could score. He could navigate. He was, under control. And he reminds me of him a lot. The only thing about DJ is he had to play for the Celtics. That's the only thing.
Yeah.
But Tucker, LeBron made the comment a couple of weeks ago. He said, I am surprised at how he can read defenses and how under control he is for this age. But given the opportunities he's had, Allie, he's taken full advantage of him. And the front office does not even want to talk about getting rid of him right now.
He continues to remind him, you made the right decision on me.
Yeah, no doubt.
Keeping me. Obviously, the other part of that, Brez, was Dennis Schröder. Just 20 minutes of action. He gets ejected. But the bounce-back performance he had in Brooklyn, 19 points before getting tossed after that Heat performance on Thursday.
Yeah, whatever day it was.
Yeah, one of those days. It was great to see him bounce back.
Yeah, big bounce back game. I'm still not sure how he got ejected. Maybe Rob can diagnose that on his next Flames breakdown. But yeah, big time reversal for him. I like how after the Miami game, whatever day it was, he had 14 assists, season high for him, one of his highest ever in his career. He didn't talk about that after the game. He talked about the 7 turnovers that he had. That really ate him up. Plus, he didn't shoot that well in that game, missed his first 9 shots. So what did he do the other night in Brooklyn? Made his first 6 shots, did not have 1 turnover when he did get ejected. Still a little confused about the ejection. I know he was too, but good to have him back out there tonight for sure.
19 points, 7-11, 3 for 4 from deep for Dennis the Menace. All right, we were just talking about THT moments ago. He's not the only youngster, though, making his mark. In tonight's matchup, check out insane efficiency from 20-year-old RJ Barrett over the last 5 games. 21 points a night, 61% from the field, 70% from deep, 80%. That's a 60, 70, 80 line.
Is this 2K? Like, wow, he's shooting that thing.
Can I get a worthy clap?
Give it to me. I want to see it.
There it is.
Yeah.
Hello, fist bump.
You know what?
Oh, that's smooth tonight, too.
I got
big
the
games.
bounce. I got the little bounce to it now.
Man, you know what? When he's out of his seat, too, he's not sitting these days. People always want to ask why, but that's why.
The bounce.
Bounce is so solid.
This looks so different, more athletic when Big Game bends the knees. Big Game, you were weren't feeling it on Saturday. So were the fans back in on the worthy clap action. How about we take them inside now how you watch Laker games these days?
Oh, yeah.
Courtesy of Backstage Lakers. Take a look at this.
Special moment.
It's business as usual at the Spectrum Sportsnet studios as the Lakers studio team prepare for their latest game during unusual times, once again energized by their own big-time performer. During the pandemic, work for many has been transformed. And even for those who go to an office, things have changed dramatically. And that's most definitely the case for James Worthy, the show's resident Hall of Famer.
All right. Backstage Lakers, this is Big Game James Worthy. And I'm taking you to my outside office. When the season started, we obviously were having a lot of COVID protocol. So the weather was warm, and I was actually outside watching the game on my iPad. It was really nice. And then it started to get a little colder, and I still wanted to be outside, so we created a little atmosphere outside, and we call it the Worthy COVID-19 Outside Office Tent.
I hear about this mysterious tent from time to time. It started maybe like last summer, and you start to wonder, where is James Worthy? You don't see him during the games anymore. He's kind of hidden away somewhere.
So this is kind of a fire exit, so have to be really careful. So here we go. Got a little tent here, and then I just come on inside.
Still haven't been invited in it. Still feeling a little salty about that. But I'm going to stay here at my desk by myself, and hopefully I'll see James before the season ends.
Now, I got this light here, and this light serves a purpose, okay? Because outside on the grounds, there is a skunk that has a tendency to roam. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to step outside and put my skunk light out so that I can scare the skunk away. Here we go.
Apparently there is a skunk that rolls around this facility, so hopefully he doesn't bother James, and more importantly, doesn't spray James, because that would be hilarious.
So hopefully that'll scare the skunk away, all right?
Here's the thing. I'm waiting for the day for that skunk to get inside that tent. And skunk, Big Game James, I honestly would pay a lot of money towards charity for that to happen. I just think it'd be all time. James coming in here, skunked, be amazing.
Take a seat. I got my luxury chair right here. I sit back. Got the game going. I got my M&Ms. I got my dinner. I got a little heat. Keeps me warm just in case it gets a little windy. Got my Big Game James snack. So, there you go.
What do I imagine the tent to be like? I mean, listen, I don't know, the guy's a Hall of Famer. From what I hear, there's a heater.
When I think of it, I picture like a pool table in there.
There might be a little bar. I don't know.
A microwave.
Ice machine.
Definitely a mini fridge, probably a wet bar.
Windows for when it's nice out.
Probably like a little hot dog grill.
Huge screen TVs maybe. I don't know. I mean, it's James Worthy, right? I mean, guy only does things first class.
When I'm back here by myself, have a nice Cuban after dinner. You know what I mean?
This is the conference room. This is where, for 9 seasons, we've watched every game. I mean, this place was so alive.
Okay, Mozzie.
Run, Rim.
Best place ever to watch a game. But everything changed, you know, COVID. Now we all got our own areas.
Nice call out of the timeout by Frank Vogel.
But I'll tell you what, the big fella, Big Game James Worthy, I've never seen him so happy. I don't think he's ever coming back to the conference room.
So far, they are right back into this one now.
They tell me James is, I don't know, I haven't seen where he is for like 9 months, but I think he's out back, so I'm going to go try to find him. I've never been to his tent. I'm not sure I'm allowed back there.
Like a little Quincy Jones. Somewhere in the city as I watch the game.
See if James wants to hang out. I'd love to watch the game in the tent, man. I've always wanted to go in there. There's got to be jazz playing, right? Always wanted to hang out here. Yeah. James, that you, man? Big game. Yo, big game. It's Geeter.
Hey, what's up, Peter?
Hey, man, can I, am I allowed in, man?
It's members only, man.
Oh, really?
You know, it's VIP.
Okay. All right, man. Well, just
You good?
Yeah, I just.
Yeah, you know what? Like I've worked with like Kevin Frazier and Jim Hill, and now I'm.
I get it.
Now I'm over here with Allie Clifton, and that's a members only club.
Oh, yeah, man. I totally understand. I don't know. I just thought I'd come say hi, but that's totally cool, and just want you to know that I miss watching games with you, man.
Hey, can you do me a favor? Can you bring me some coffee?
Yeah. So just put it here at the door?
Yeah, just leave it out front like Uber Eats.
Okay, man. Thanks, James.
All right, brother.
Hey, man. Sorry to bother you.
That's okay.
Big game. What a world. What a life.
That's my favorite part right there, buddy.
Which part?
Gator saying bring me some coffee.
Bring me some coffee.
Yeah. Members only club. You can't get outside.
Have you been invited in?
No. Have you? Nope.
He just said I was in there.
But you know how many times they say you can come into place and then you really can't come into place?
Big game.
That's not, have you been there?
It's too much smoking now. I don't want the cigar smoke to,
Well, I thought at least I would get a little shout out with you.
Look, everybody knows it's. I have an open door. It swings open. You guys just come on in.
That one looks zip tight.
I've had some visitors.
Open door. It's a zipper, man.
You just gotta say, yo, what's up, big game? And I'll say, zip it up, Rob. B Moore comes by. B Moore comes by, and we watch a little game together. He said, big game. I said, what up, B Moore? He said, what's up? I said, zip it up, B Moore.
So that's the password, huh? Password is zip it up.
Zip it up.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's why he's a
Come on
Hall of
in.
Famer. The one and only. For more inside access to the purple and gold, be sure to check out our Emmy Award-winning original series, Backstage Lakers. A brand new episode premieres on Saturday with a focus on their coach, his journey to LA, and how he's preparing the Lakers for a title defense. Backstage Lakers, Saturday, following our coverage of the Lakers and Jazz. That's an Emmy Award-winning episode right there. We're getting closer to tip-off. A couple of Kentucky guys catching up. Anthony Davis, Julius Randle. AD reportedly could be back in action in as soon as a week. That would help the Lakers in their battle for playoff seeding. And next on Access, we'll look forward to the damage Andre Drummond could do when the Lakers get fully healthy. Could be scary for the rest of the league. Time for a quick break, but not before a look back at Kobe's most memorable free throws from this day in Lakers history 8 years ago.
This time, I don't think he's going to be able to play with the pain. Yeah. I mean, he's not even really bending that foot as he walks.
And he is hurting. But the Lakers down by 2, and they want him and need him at the free throw line. Got it.